Here's an update on my foot issue and a tip for others. When I asked ChatGPT for advice, it came up with all sorts of good suggestions, but what it also did was mix up two products. Just like AI search, Google search nowadays mixes up, my cousin Astrid and me, creates a new person on the basis of the data for her and for me, because we have slightly similar backgrounds. Before AI, Google search didn't used to do that. It knew exactly who she was and it knew exactly who I was, and now it creates a new person. Anyway, it also did that with Nestosyl wound zalf and Nestosyl wound gel. They have wound gel and wound ointment. They have totally different compositions, and because I got the impression that it contained lanolin, even though it sounded as if it was perfect for what I needed, I am slightly allergic to lanolin, so I looked for an alternative, and I emailed with, I think, Kruidvat, who gave me the tip of zinc ointment. But that doesn't have all the properties of what turned out to be Nestosyl wound gel. I was at drugstores, Kruidvat, Ethos, and I looked at the description and I thought, I was getting a bit confused because it didn't gel with what ChatGPT had told me. And that's what I realized. It had created a new product on the basis of the properties of both and called that ointment. And so I got Nestosyl wound gel, and since then there's been a lot of progress, which I'm really grateful for. I also need to be very careful not to flex that foot, but like for instance what I mentioned the other day, if I have a small tree next to me that I can use, grip with my hand so that I don't have to put pressure on my forefoot, that helps tremendously. So those are little things that I'm paying attention to now. And walking a lot and really hot weather wasn't really good for it, but I'm seeing progress. And as I think I mentioned, because my toe needed extra space, and by the way, what I had was some friction, and then that developed into what I think is an inflammation of the nail, not the nail bed, but what's it called? Where the nail comes into the outside, whatever. That's not the nail bed, is it? No, nail bed is the whole thing. There's a word for it, I can't think of it right now. There was a teeny tiny bit of fungus on the tip of that nail, and that took over the entire nail because I was wearing the same shoes all the time, which are really closed and waterproof shoes. That isn't giving me any problems at all, which is miraculous in itself. Quechua, by the way, in case you wonder. And that's a secondary problem that I still need to resolve as well. But I wanted to have this thing closed first, and we're slowly getting there. I don't know if starting to treat the fungus right now would be a good idea. I've been considering it. I have several options. But there's progress, and I'm really happy about that. I just did a lot of work Saturday, and I was worried about my foot. I didn't want to take the bandage off, and also I'm using bandages right now that actually stick to both the lesion and the nail, which makes it quite tricky, so I peel it off. Split millimeter by split millimeter, and if I do that, it works, and it works increasingly well now. For the record, you can use what's it called, wound spray, to loosen things like that, but I've run out of mine, and the spray mechanism never works for some reason. I bet I've gone over 3 minutes now.